What I do on a regular basis, I do it in my classroom for one. And Theo has accompanied me to some schools and some places where I go, and I try to talk to principals about the position of power and influence that they have and how they can use and exercise that power so we can get the things that we need. We can have this tradition and this awareness and this higher level of consciousness. Because as an educator, it's a sad state of affairs when it comes to our community. We have black communities where black people will open up schools for black children and have a black faculty and teach these black children all about white people. Just think about this, if you will. Black children, black community, black faculty, and the kids are to learn all about white people. Now, if you went to another community, let's say you went to a Jewish community, and the Jewish adults opened up a Jewish school for Jewish children, and the whole curriculum focused on Jamaicans. You would laugh and think that they were out of their mind. You were walking there, oh my God, and they're fighting, saying, well, can't we learn something about our Jewish fathers? And we say, look, maybe we'll give you a couple of days or maybe a month for that. You would think that those people have lost their minds, because no other place on the planet will you find other people putting other folks before them. And then we walk away and we complain about our children not respecting the elders. But there's no place in society where we're teaching children to respect you and what you have to say. Because no schools are teaching them to respect black folks and what they have to say, your opinions. We're taught to respect white people and their opinion. So we find ourselves in this catch bag. We have all these problems, but who is teaching how to solve and deal with our problems? We have broken families, right? We don't have classes that teach black folks how can we repair and bring those families together. We got kids who are dropping out the most. The study tells us that only 3 out of 100 black boys who start kindergarten will actually graduate from college. Only 3 out of 100.
Wow, that's unacceptable.
And we don't have a curriculum dealing with our HIV problem. Black women lead the nation. They're 70% of all the new cases of AIDS, and they're only 6% of the population. They also average about 1,400 abortions per day. And our curriculum doesn't deal with any of our problems whatsoever. But out of this pool of people who've never learned about our issues and how to deal with them, we pick folks to represent us in office. But even though they share our skin color, they are not aware about the problems or how to solve the problems that confront us, because none of these schools are teaching us about our problems and how to deal with them.
Now, let me broaden this just for a second, and then we can go on. One of the things that Theo brings up quite often is the syndicated media, okay? And so they have a purpose in that they steer or guide the opinion of the majority of people. And I wanted to extend it to the point that I guess China is developing a counterpart to Hollywood, and they bought up, I think, 4,600 AMC theaters, so that way they can export their thing. But the point I'm making is this, is that white supremacy is exported all over the world. So not only are we suffering from it, but how do we even begin to tackle this behemoth that seems to envelop the world, because everyone wants to let's say, live like a Western lifestyle, Western culture. So not only is it pervasive in this country, but it's widespread around the world. How do we even begin to combat something like that?
Well, one thing, like when we talked about the schools, if we begin to make ourselves the subject, like I tell my students first day of class, I said, my class is different. In my class, black people are the subject, the white man is the object. In most other classes, the white man is the subject and we are the object. We're on the periphery. So I make us the center of attention. Our ideology, how we think, what's important to us. And once the students start to have that narrow focus on us, we begin to use the us as a filter on understanding these other messages coming from the outside. So we filter and we use it as a soundboard. If it doesn't jive right with our perspective in the center, then that's something we can filter out. But right now, white propaganda is the center right now.